Welcome to Michigan International Speedway. Qualifying underway, and do not adjust your set. Yes, there are crap ton of cars on track. We have open qualifying. 5-minute open qualifying. Oh my goodness. Hayden and I both looked at the session, and both of us did not see that this was set for open qualifying. So here we go. We have open qualifying that everyone gets to deal with together. Hopefully they can get in a group and qualify together or just start in the back. It's 150 laps, so qualifying in Michigan not going to be that important, other than maybe having that number 1 pit stall could be helpful. Outside of that, not a big deal. That's why we're not having a reset and try a whole new session. It's not worth it. Blame Hayden. Poor Hayden. Ian Montro's first one to get a lap complete. He's temporarily on the pole, but I don't suspect that'll last with the pack that's out there. Yeah, that pack coming through, and Bill Rivard goes to the top of the board in Mountain Dew number 10 machine. Apparently he may have fixed the decals, so I have to do trading paints yet again. I'll launch that here real quick. Apologize for that. You know, yeah. Move that over there, and we're good. Bill Rivard, 10 car, pole hitter, Hayden Law, 56 car, slide up in front of him. Second quick right now. Both behind the 4 of Lucas Whitesway, Ethan Evers, Casey Graves. Ken Lucas put down a lap that takes the top spot as he leads the parade behind him. A 30.099 moves him up to 5th, but Ethan Evers in the 8 goes to the top of the board. Dave Hoytsma second, quick with 79. A little bit of fog out here. I don't get any rain. It's quite an interesting day so far. We actually have like fog conditions turned off, and it's still putting down this much gray. Race control is loaded in. Just finished making dinner. Sounds good, Matt. Did I get you your $5 last week? I don't remember. Casey Graves jumps up to P2. 0-1 car. Up to second. Quinn Newton in the 88. Clocks in the 6th quickest time. He's running all by himself and able to put that in, so that's pretty impressive. Not using the draft to punch his lap time in there. You're what? Did I pay you last week, silly man? Bunch of guys pulling off when Lucas wanted to draft them.
Dang it!
Poor Lucas. Yeah, let Lucas go back to the front of the field. He's just going to turn it into the grass. It's not going to give anybody the draft. Casey Graves sitting in the pit lane. Ethan Evers, your pole sitter so far. Casey Graves second. Lucas Dave Hoytsma in third. Bill Rivard fourth. Hayden Law fifth. Quinn Newton sixth. Lucas Hoytsma seventh. Neo 8th quickest. Cliff Mullins 9th. Travis Scripture 10th. Ian Montrose 11th.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
I don't know what Hayden's sorry about, but he's
already wrecking people.
Hey, Bill's decals work now. Hooray. Progress has been made. Oh my god. What did I just see?
Someone's tire just killed somebody over at the Int'l Care Center.
Oh, scripture? We gotta go watch that. That was wild. Oh! Travis Scripture just annihilated that car. Jeez. Why is it so foggy? So foggy in Michigan today. That's okay. 8 seconds left in this qualifying countdown. No one's on track. Just clicking around. Your pole sitter is going to be Ethan Evers in the 8. Yeah, it's a bit foggy. It's a bit froggy, even though the button's selected for not allowing fog. This is what we get with not having fog. Thanks, iRacing. We're drinking unicorn flavor water. If you just have a bunch of questions about that, so do I. Let's chat with your pole sitter, Ethan Evers. I'm sure he's around and available to have a chit chat with. Ethan Evers, DG Swiss in the booth. You got a copy?
Hello.
Hello. I don't know how you done it, or even if you done it on purpose, but your number 8 car is on the pole. How'd you get it done?
We took advantage of a draft. You know me, I like the draft.
Well, I'm sure this was a nice welcome surprise for you to suddenly have open qualifying here for this race.
It was very nice. NASCAR allowed us to open qualify. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Get yourself some draft out there, totally on accident. But you know, a couple of people looked over the server and both of us missed it, and everyone has to deal with the same thing. So you know, let's just roll with it.
It's all good.
Thanks, Trav,
It's
for
just
the
open
resub.
qualifying.
Yeah, it's just
Thanks,
open qualifying. It's 150 laps, plenty of times to make up for bad quality. So you know, it doesn't matter too much, right? But you do have the best pit stall. Do you think that'll help?
Not at all, because I'm trash. So here we are.
Fair enough. Well said. You get the pole for 150 laps around Michigan. I feel like this is going to be almost an endurance race because this, I don't know, it feels like Michigan laps take longer.
Yeah, I think once tire wear starts happening, it won't be as drafty as everybody thinks it is. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Yeah, I mean, even in the Cup race today, the tires did eventually wear out and they got to single filing, even though that's kind of a drafty package they got going on. So I'm sure we'll see a similar effect, oddly enough, here in the Gen 6 cars. Hopefully you have some fun out there. Good luck to you, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Drop him back down in his team chat as we run through our starting lineups. Not presented by anybody because people are weird. Ethan Evers is your pole sitter in the 8 car. Starting second, B. Casey Graves in the low drag Toyota. Dave Hoyce with 712 brakes forward starts in the 3rd spot. Then you got Superflow Motor Oil car for Bill Rivard starting in the 4th spot. Hayden Olds Napa Chevy starts in 5th. Then you got Quinn Newton 712 brakes Chevrolet in 6th. Dave Hoyce, so Lucas Hoyce in 7th. In the Busch Light Apple Ford starts in 7th. Jonathan Legger in the Big C's Diecast Chevrolet starting in the 8th spot. Cliff Mullins, Curly's Guns and More Chevrolet in 9th. Travis Scripture, P1 Racing Toyota starts in 10th. Ian Montrose in the C2X Chevrolet, which is... We'll pretend that's made for that car, not a next gen. Starts in 11th. Carl Rotman in the Sociable Ford starts in 12th. Jeremy Scherer in Pure Michigan Ford starts in 13th. Daniel Wallen's supposed to start 14th, but don't see him out there. Nick Cooper, he'll start 15th in the Richmond Raceway Esports Toyota. Travis Martin in the Ghostman Ford starts in 16th. And Russ Harold starts his Logitech Chevrolet in 17th. 17 NASCARs ready to go fighting here in the Gen 6 Cup Series. Evers Fever Podcast helping us put on Sidecar for you every Sunday. There goes the pace car down to the pit lane. And here we go. Charity at the bottom, running all June long. Make sure you check it out, supporting mental health awareness and suicide prevention in the name of our friend and moderator, Beta XP. Green flag out in the air, and here we go. I think Daniel Wallen has started from the pit lane. And we're 4 wide to start the race. This is a terrible idea. Quickly, Hayden backed out of that one. That was probably pretty smart. They're trying to go 4 wide behind him now. We got a blinker in the middle of all that. That's very ungood. That's Neo at the top. Hopefully he knows he's kind of having connection issues. Up front, Ethan Evers with the push from Lucas Hoytsma. Trying to get advantage over the 01 of Casey Graves. Now they're going to fan out 3 wide into turn 3. Gen 6 already putting on great action here in Michigan. Oh, Ethan's going to slide up and bang doors with 01 Casey Graves. Heard him apologize, and they get spread out about as far as possible. Lucas is at the grass. Casey's at the wall. Bill Rivard comes right through the middle of all of it and passes him, takes the lead in the Superflow Chevy. That was exciting. Bill Rivard, your race leader in the 10. Casey Graves in the 01 is second. Daniel Wallen has a black flag to serve. I wonder if he exited the pit lane in an unsafe manner at the start of this thing. The 01 and the 10 going at it at the front of the field. And Bill Rivard leads lap number 2. Casey Graves trying to take the point while Quinn Newton all the way at the top. Lucas Hoytsma at the bottom, 3 wide for second. Hoytsma gets clear of Rivard. Here comes Daddy Dave. Dave Hoytsma up into the picture, going to push his son. A couple of Fords on the bottom side. The team Hoytsma, Lucas Hoytsma Racing. And by the way, the 0-1 in that Hoytsma group as well. Looking like a good day team points wise. Daniel Llewellyn came out of the pits after his black flag on the start of the race. He is still in a lead lap, but only just, as he is about a second and a half ahead of this. Maybe a little more. LoJack Esports currently occupying the top 4 spots. And Eagers in there for Gearheads Racing, and Rivard in there as a independent, I do believe. Lucas breaks out to the lead. Quinn Newton now second. Graves dropped to third. Dave Hoytsma fourth. Ethan Evers fifth. And Bill Rivard all the way down to sixth. Quinn Newton wants to go for the lead as they catch Daniel Llewellyn. You see him just ahead. Daniel got a black flag at the start of the race. Must have exited the pit lane unsafely.
Sorry, Carl, you're blinking really bad.
I don't think it's Carl. I think it's Neo. Yeah, I don't think it's Carl. I think it's Neo in the 28.
Sorry, Jonathan.
Well, glad I backed out of that.
Meanwhile, Quinn's cleared Lucas. Quinn Newton to the lead. Bill Rivard back up to third. He was just sixth. A lot of coming and going and passing and maneuverability and awesome things going on here in Michigan in the Gen 6. Drivers fanning out 3 wide here. Across the start-finish line. Daniel Llewellyn getting lapped. Ooh. Cliff Mullins getting corner entry. Hits his right rear up into Daniel Llewellyn's left front. Shoves him up the track. That was spicier than it maybe needed to be on lap 7. Daniel hits the outside wall right next to Jerry Scheer. Fortunately, did not collect him. I'm sure Hayden kind of had to gather his breath there after watching that one. Travis Martin making the move on Daniel Llewellyn. All of those not for position, but getting past the lap machine. There's fog in Michigan, Mr. Evers. I don't know why, because we set it to a lower humidity setting and it still wants to put out a bunch of fog. So your guess is as good as mine. Very not what we like. We can try to get it in closer. Try to make the fog a little less of a factor, but it's hard. So sorry for the grayness, but it's foggy in Michigan. Do not adjust your set. Nothing wrong with your TVs. It's just that right there. It's the fog. Oh, Quinn Newton gets in the back of Lucas, trying to get around to the inside. Got him a little squirrely. On your top 5 there, Lucas, Quinn, Ethan, Dave, and Bill. Lucas going to move down in front of Quinn Newton, try to give him a block. Back up in front of Ethan Evers, entering the corner. Lucas exits the top, then immediately drops all the way to the bottom. Trying to break the air, but I think the top going to have the momentum as they stayed up there. Lucas going to lose the lead to Ethan Evers. Evers powers around the outside with a push from Lucas's dad, ironically. That gets Daddy Dave out front. He's trying to go for the lead. He's looking outside Ethan Evers. Lucas going to hook up to his back bumper, and Daddy Dave down the back stretch. Puts his Lucas Hoytsma Motorsports machine out in front. Can he get the lap led here? The top 12 cars are still all thrown under a blanket. And Daddy Dave does indeed get the lap lead. Lap 75, into lap 75 will be our stage today. 150 lap race split in half. Bill Rivard gets clear of Ethan Evers, takes over the third spot. Didn't Dave win a foggy race? I don't know. I don't remember. Bandios, wasn't it Auto Club? Dave out in front of Lucas. Ethan trying to hold off Bill Rivard for the third spot. Bill gets into the wall, gets out of shape, slides towards the infield of the track, hangs onto it. My oh my, that was spicy. Didn't even lose all that many spots, drop back to 8th with the way it's packed up. It's surprising it's so little. He's sliding up the track again. I think the right front may be a little cooked on that Superflow Motor Oil machine. Already on lap 12, seems to be struggling to get the car down. Ian Montrose going to get by on the inside. There's Jeremy Shearer and Cliff Mullins into the picture, but let's stick with the 10 and see if he struggles any more with that right front. Cliff taps the apron there. Cliff currently running 11th. Jeremy Shearer's 12th. And they all go down the backstretch all the way back to Carl Rotman. See Nick Cooper, Carl Rotman 13th to 14th, and Wes Harold back here in 15th. Jonathan Legger 16th. All those cars still in lead lap. Daniel Wallen 17th, one lap down after the black flag at the start of the race. Daddy Dave continues to lead with the push from his son Lucas. There, 1-2. Ethan in third. Travis Scripture fourth now as he was working inside Hayden Law. Oh, disappearing act up there. Ethan Evers has vanished. Come back, Ethan. Safely. He's back. Welcome back. Dave Lucas 1 and 2. Hayden now third. Ethan fourth. Travis Scripture, Casey Graves, Travis Martin, Quinn Newton, Ian Montrose, Bill Rivard, your top 10. Cliff Mullins trying to get that. And Jeremy Shearer. Nick Cooper. Uh-oh. Ethan and Hayden just made pretty solid contact. Got a 4X in there. Ethan Evers has picked up a meatball. What? I didn't think it was that bad.
The 8 car has a meatball for some reason, and wondering if he can get it cleared.
Nope. Right front is the reason.
Houston, your right front is pretty heavily damaged.
Happened when he blinked, because it gave me a 4X too.
That right front tire sticking out. I need to come down and get that fixed. Unfortunately, we don't clear meatballs. We're pretty consistent about that across all series. You got a meatball, you got to come down and fix it. So Ethan Evers running well, has to peel off. Come get that car worked on. Hopefully he can catch it in a fuel cycle. Or he can get back on lead lap. He's going to need a yellow though to help him out. Yellow right now would be great for him. Don't even have to make up ground. Things have kind of settled down for the moment. Top 3 are single file and a bit of a gap back to Scripture. Newton and Martin. Casey Graves now 7th. Cliff Mullins up to 8th. Ian Montrose 9th. Bill Rivard, Jeremy Shearer, and Nick Cooper, Carl Rotman. Ethan's making his way down the pit lane. You see that right front damage to the 8 car he got while he was having connection issues. Unfortunate for him. Didn't really see anything on his end of the deal that he could have done differently. Just connection happens sometimes in iRacing and world of esports. Scripture going to move up in front of Casey Graves. Graves going to duck to the inside then. It's two Toyotas battle for 6th. Hayden Lowell looking to take the top spot from Daddy Dave. Drove it in there on the inside. The outside's going to prevail on the exit, and both Hoistmans get back around. Bill Rivard is going sideways. The 10 car spins to the inside of the track, and our caution is out. That is good for Ethan. Ethan and Daniel both one lap down, though. So I think Daniel actually gets the free pass. Jimmy Shearer can't tell anything from that angle. Looks like his right front locked up.
Wheel disconnected.
There you go. Wheel disconnected is report from the 10.
Sanitech?
SIDECAR backstretch.
Yeah, the car just locked up the front wheel as soon as it came off the corner. There you go. Wheel disconnected, bringing out the first caution. Lap 20. I'm sure a lot of these drivers are happy to see this. Bunch the field back up, come down and get fresh tires, fill up the fuel tanks. Daniel gets to get the lucky dog, I believe. Ethan will rejoin the group. I still see that right front sticking out. I'm sure he'll come down and try to get damage repair on this pit stop. It's 31 seconds. It's the length of the stop that he had to make. So fortunately it wasn't a lengthy, like, several minute repair they had to do. Only lost 1 lap in the process. He'll have to hope for a couple of quick cautions to maybe get back in this thing. Here comes the field down the pit lane. Ethan actually should be able to take the wave around here if he doesn't stop at all. See what he decides to do. Remember, they have to go around. Daniel's already taken his wave around. Ethan will stay up behind the pace car. We'll see if he decides to stick with that. Still some guys coming down the pit lane. One car looks like they're done with service. A couple more done. We'll see how they roll their way off the pit lane. It's like it's going to be Dave Hoytsma, the first one off pit lane, then Hayden, Travis Martin, Lucas Hoytsma, Travis Scripture, Casey Graves, Cliff Mullins, Carl Rotman, Jeremy Shearer. That's the 19 of Russ Harold. Ian Montrose, Quinn Newton. Those cars took a little bit of damage repair. Nick Cooper.
I didn't fuck anyone up with damage there, did I? I didn't get any optional, so.
There you go. Bill Rivard comes out 14th.
Oh, thank God.
Jonathan Legger getting...
I had to go recalibrate my pedals too.
His right side is damaged. 28 car's been up and into the wall. He's getting repairs. Daniel Llewellyn, he's the lucky dog. 4 tires and fuel, and back into the action goes the 32. Ethan Evers, as predicted, staying right up behind the pace car. He's going to try to take the wave around since he was just on the pit lane. That connection issue.
I'll take the top.
8 car a bit of trouble. Dave's going to take the top so he can help his son launch on the restart. So he'll line up right in front of Lucas. So Ethan going to be on the lead lap. I don't know if he stopped for tires or not on his pit stop, so I don't know if he is on newer tires or not. We'll see. Look at that fog, that's crazy. Definitely don't want to use sky shots, can't see much. Still see that right front damage. I'm sure he would like nothing more than to get another caution anyway. That way he can come down and work on that right front a bit more. Field entering turn number 3 as we get set for the restart. Closing in on 1/6 of the way through the race. Pace car is off, and somewhere in that fog is Dave Hoytson and Hayden looking ready to restart this one. Green flag back out in the air. Being run at 1 p.m., but it looks like it's right around sunset as dark as it is with all the fog. Dave and Lucas trying to work this restart and take first and second. Hayden's on the inside with Travis Martin. Looks like most of the drivers are jockeying for position on that outside line down the backstretch, although Jonathan Legger all the way to the inside. Dave sends it in there. Casey Graves battles Hayden. That is for third. Travis Scripture up there, the 18. Scripture going to try and work around the outside of the Napa Chevy. And does so. Travis Scripture up to 4th, dropping Hayden down to 5th. Now everyone getting to the top. Now Jerry Scherer sticks his nose down one. 8th place, digging on the inside of Cliff Mullins, taking 7th, and now working on Travis Martin. Jerry Scherer going places. Hayden gets to the outside of Scripture. Scripture had done that to him the lap prior. Hayden will get by and take 4th place back. Look at all that fog. Not scheduled to burn off much either, so we could be looking at that for a while today. Ooh, Jeremy Scherer gets the outside of Travis Martin. I didn't know if he knew he was there. It got kind of spicy. Travis backed out of it. Does not push up in front of Scherer. Scherer takes over 5th. Here comes Cliff. Trying to take 6th from the Ghost Man. Carl Rotman back into the action. He had backed off earlier thinking he was a blinking problem when it was the 28, not the 25. All good from the 25 team, and he's getting in there getting feisty. Trying to take away 9th from Quinn Newton. No, the Quinn's taking 8th from Cliff Mullins. A lot of passing. Lot of passing. Cliff now in 9th, Carl Rotman 10th, Bill Rivard 11th, Nick Cooper 12th, car is 12th. Ian Montrose 13th, and that is your lead pack. Bit of a gap back to Russ Harold in 14th. He's got Jonathan Legger and Ethan Evers. Evers still with that right front damage, and he's got Daniel Wallen with them. All those cars now on the lead lap. Racing towards us in turn 3. Lap number 27. Motor City 300. 150 laps around this 2-mile racetrack. Scherer popping out of the line. It's hard to see in the fog, but it was indeed blue and yellow. Michigan number 15 is a local racer here at Michigan. Always likes to run Michigan schemes when he's running his home tracks. Whole top 5 very bunched up there. Carl Rotman gets by Nick Cooper for 11th. They've been trading that 11th spot back and forth for a bit. SIDECAR will try to take it right back. He's going to work on Bill Rivard now on the inside. Cliff Mullins coming down the hill. Carl clears Bill Rivard now. He's going after Cliff Mullins. Ooh, they're making a little bit of contact. Cliff's been running that line where he enters kind of 3 lanes up and drives it down to the line. That time found a Carl Rotman there as he was running his line. Carl loses the spot to Bill Rivard and gets back up into the preferred groove. Out front, it is Dave Hoytsma's day. 79 team. Showing off the goods ahead of Lucas Hoytsma in second. Casey Graves, Jeremy Scher, and Hayden Lowell, your top 5. Let's go on board with the 79 team, looking back at the field. That is on board. Hi, Dave. There we go. Oh, Hayden into the wall. He scared Jeremy Scher, but he didn't wreck. That's good. Lucas coming up to give Dave a push. Pretty cool to watch from this angle. The wildness. On board with the 79 of Dave Hoytsma, our race leader. Looking back at the field, Lucas is staying dedicated to him instead of trying to cut to the inside and pass him. It's giving him a push into the corner as Lucas Hoytsma Motorsports machines run 1, 2, 3. Dave Hoytsma, Lucas Hoytsma, Casey Graves. Nose of Lucas's Mustang actually has a little bit of visual scuff marks from all the pushes he's been given. Comes to give Dave a push, and we got our spinner in the background, and second caution is out. Carl Rotman unfortunately caught up in it. What has happened back here? Travis Martin, Carl Rotman both around. Let's see what we can find out. Oh, Bill Rivard and Travis Martin get together on the backstretch. Carl's just an innocent victim. We're 3 wide. Bill gets the wall, comes down into Travis, turns him around. I'm sure. Yeah, Rivard just catches the wall and comes off of it into Travis Martin's right rear, hooks him into the wall. Spins him around. We get our second caution. Didn't look like anybody hit anything too hard. There's no meatballs being recorded. We'll see if he can get out there and get this 63 car fixed back up, get the nose pulled out. He did have a little bit of nose damage. Team needs to get that right front fixed up on the 63, get him back in the action. This track is extremely aero sensitive, so they will need to get that fixed up for the Ghost Man. Daniel Wallen back grouped up with the lead pack again. Ethan can come down, work on this right front on his car. Carl Rotman car looks decent on the nose. Russ is doing good. Neo's looking alright now. Should see pretty much everybody after 13 laps coming down to get at least a splash of fuel. That's everybody on the pit lane. Alright. Still waiting on the 8 car. Fuel only for a few of these guys. Ethan hasn't even made it to his box yet. Already Carl's pulling out. Dave Hoytsma, Lucas Hoytsma, Hayden Lowell, Travis Scripture, Quentin Newton, Casey Graves, Cliff Mullins, Ian Montrose, Jeremy Scher, Bill Rivard, Jonathan Legger, all fuel only. Llewellyn fuel only. Harold fuel. Nick Cooper, 16 seconds. He could have taken tires. We'll see if he took another set this early. Could be a problem if he did. Carl Rotman, 15 seconds. I don't know if he was damage repair or what. Then Ethan and Travis, both of them have the right fronts to work on. Let's see how the crew is doing on those right front fenders. Haven't seen a lot of progress yet on the 63. Let's check back on the 8. He's already down and away. Guess he fixed up all they would fix. So some unrepairable damage, unfortunately, for the 8 team on that right front. You see the tires sticking out. As Cody Brown would say, that is ungood. Travis Martin down and away after a minute of repair. See, they're still buckling around the hood. The fender's got a little break in it, and it is pushed in. The tire's sticking out. So him and Ethan are both going to be in not good shape. Bavard back down the pit lane. I guess he's going to top off the tank. Llewellyn has chosen to do this as well as Ethan Evers, all coming back down the pit lane the second time. I need to get my pit crew's attention and ask for some more water. Empty fuel in there for the 10. We'll watch the 8, see if he's fuel or some damage repair perhaps. Going into the 8, 9, 10 second mark for him, so it could be that he is getting that fender pulled back out. Randy, what's up, buddy? How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Hope things are well for you. And it does appear that the 8 is getting extended damage worked on. Now he is down and away. 27 seconds in the box. He rejoins the race. It's going pretty alright. Pretty alright. Let me get my pit crew real quick. Alright. Back to work tomorrow. Here's what it is. Green flag out in the air. Dave Hoisman. Aiden Law. At least you have work.
Get pants before the start finish line.
Daniel is on about there. But Casey Graves, the first car on the inside lane, as the outside has been the favorite so far. Drivers piling up there. Kind of fighting for the top, which is a weird thing to see. But not that surprising for Michigan. It does come down to that from time to time. Graves gets back in line. Cliff Mullins battling Carl Rotman 9th and 10th. But Dave Hoytsma leads Hayden Law, then Lucas Hoytsma, your top 3. Daddy Dave padding his lap sled stats for today. 3 wide we go into the corner for 8th spot. Rotman, Graves, and Evers. Evers not showing any slowdown from that right front being pushed in. Ian started to slide up the track right towards the 15 of Jeremy Scherer. Fortunately, was able to get out of throttle and not make contact. Hayden gave up the top to Lucas Hoytsma, and Lucas said thank you very much. Pinches Hayden down, taking that second spot away. Hayden got a really good run through 3 and 4 on the middle line, but through that front stretch, curved front stretch, and able to make advantage on the outside. Ethan wrapping the inside, going up against the 56 Hayden Lowell. Is it possible Ethan took tires? Absolutely flying in that 8 car right now. Carl Rotman in 25 into the picture. He's giving push to the 8. Thank you. Oh, Hayden's around. It's right when I get my water. Third caution. It's Hayden Lowell goes for a ride. He's still going for a ride down through the grass. What had happened? See, Ethan's down there. Quinn's up top. And get together going into the corner. Like Ethan may have been trying to get his arc into the corner and didn't realize Hayden wasn't moving up. They get together on corner entry. Hayden goes for a bit of a ride. Dave gets more laps led.
Pace car out of 2.
Catches up to the pace car. Lucas second. Travis Scripture now in that 3rd spot. Jeremy Scherer 4th. Ian Moncho's 5th. Quinn Newton is 6th. Casey Graves in 7th. Ethan Evers 8th. Cliff Mullins 9th. And Carl Rotman in the top 10. Nick Cooper's 11th. Bill Rivard 12th. Travis Martin 13th. Russ Harold 14th. Hayden Lowell 15th/14th as he goes by Russ Harold on the apron. Russ takes the spot back. We're watching passing under yellow. And then Daniel Llewellyn and Jonathan Legger all on the lead lap. I'm sure we'll see a procession to get fuel here, even if it's only 7 laps. Got to keep that tank full when you can. And it do be looking like it's everybody coming down. They get 5 sets plus the set they started on as far as tire sets go. So I imagine about every 30-ish laps you'd want to take a set. Probably too early still for second set here. I'm breaking them up in my head. That leaves you a set at the end plus 1. So you can take 1 set somewhere randomly. Daddy Dave down and away with Lucas and Ian. So there's going to be Travis Scripture, Quinn Newton, then Ethan Evers. And that now shows Ethan ahead of Quinn. And Carl Rotman, Casey Graves, Hayden Lowell after the spin. 9th, Bill Rivard said. Well, 11th, Cliff Mullins. 14-second stop. He may have bolted on a set here. Let's ask him. Cliff, DG, you got a copy?
Yep.
Well, is this your first set or second set of tires?
Second set.
Second set, bolting on a lap 43. You're about the only one. You think you're going to pull up through this field, or is it going to be kind of hard with the aero?
The draft is too big on the straightaways, but seeing what Ethan did right there with new tires, I can definitely get them on entry to center. It's just whether or not you can stay in the draft or not that can help you with the straightaway speed.
Dan 4 will be watching to see how you work through the field, and yeah, Ethan all the way up to 5th. I didn't know with that right front if he could do anything, so maybe the tires could overcome the aero a little bit. Could be good.
Yeah, I think most of his is netcode damage anyway, because he was gone when he actually got the damage.
Yeah, he got that 4X, and the whole right front was caved in. I don't know if you were watching, but it was weird because he just reappeared with a totally broken right front.
Yeah, pretty much.
10-4. Well, good luck. Fit that thing full of fuel and see if you can't go make something out of it.
That's what we're going to do.
Hey, how long is the fuel run?
34-ish.
Sounds good to me. Thanks.
Yep.
With Cliff back down with this team. Always fun to talk to Cliff. Ian. Ian.
Hello.
There he is. Hi. How are we doing?
Very well. How are you?
Pretty good. You're up there in that 3rd spot right now, so we're about half a lap away from going back racing. How's it feel in the first third of this race so far?
I am hot as heck in my room, but the race has been fun. It's been a fun track to watch earlier on and then come on race now. I learned a thing or two from the pros tonight, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I can keep up with Lucas.
All right, let's hope you learn from the cup guys and not the truck guys.
Right, yeah, no, we'll try and definitely erase the truck part, so sure.
All right, man. Good luck. Thanks for chatting.
No worries.
Ian Montrose in the one, letting us get a quick word. He's in the third spot, that black chrome and teal number 1. Pace car should be getting the heck out of our way, and there it goes. It is time to go back racing. Couple of Hoytsmas on the front row. Daddy Dave, the control car in the blue and white and red 79. There we go. Green flag back out in the air. Barney, our flagman, getting us started once again. Daddy Dave trying to leave Lucas. Ian Montrose crashing the party in the 1. And C2X machine looking to the inside. The inside through 1 and 2 on these restarts on a 2-mile track. Usually pretty good. Oh, Dave's a little loose. See the back end kicking out on him a little bit. Able to hang on to it and now prevail down the backstretch. Definitely made interesting for a moment by Ian. Outside ending up prevailing by the end of the lap. Travis Scripture, the purple Toyota, gets to the outside of Ian. Ian bangs doors with him, then he bangs doors again. That allows Ethan Evers to the inside, pass them both.
Thank you for that.
It's the 1 and 18. Smash each other's doors. Just heard the 1 car not happy with it on the radio. He's going to push up into the corner again. Force Travis Scripture even higher. So he has Casey Graves out at the inside, and they're 3 wide coming off of turn number 2. Sure, Ian's still not happy. He's pinching the 18 up against the fence. Casey Graves got the hell out of that. He didn't like what he was seeing. Now Hayden on the outside of Casey Graves. Carl Rotman, now they're 4 wide with the 10, 63, the 37, and the 25. My goodness. Getting a little crazy on this restart. Cliff again took fresh tires there. He came down and topped off the tank. His way up to 11th. He's got some more way to go. Remember, Ethan has a little bit fresher tires than the rest of these guys. He took a set on that last caution. So he's able to mix it up on corner entry and through the center, but then on exit, it's all about that draft. He's going to slide it up in front of Quinn Newton. Even got in the back of Lucas a little bit. Went full throttle there to try and get up to that outside lane.
Cutting me off there.
Nah, I'm sorry, Casey. Nice coverage. My bad, dude.
Travis Martin got into Casey Graves a little bit.
We had a huge run there. I'm good.
Now the Hoytsmas working together again as Lucas gives a shot to Daddy Dave down the backstretch, pushing him along. Bill Rivard looking inside with the 18. Yeah, he's going after the 88. By the way, Bill Rivard put on 4 fresh tires in that 10 car.
Roger, Dodger, you think you don't have anything on your
10 car's on the move. Caught up to the back of Ethan Evers. Rivard moves up a bit. Oh, a little bit of a door tap with the 4. Oh, the 88 got out of shape. The 1's in the wall. The 18's in the wall. Everybody's bouncing off the wall. 15 may have even got it.
Blinked and I lost everything for a second. Sorry to whoever I affected.
Rivard with the fresh tires going to the outside of Daddy Dave. The Superflow Motor Oil car. Gonna take the race lead from the top.
Hey, Travis, I think that happened in front of you. Sorry about that.
Bill back to the lead. Daddy Dave in second. Good. Ethan giving a push to Dave down the straightaway. Just got a little bit of a door contact, I believe, from the 10 car. Something to keep an eye on down the road. 1/3 of the race complete at the end of this lap. Things rolling right along here in Michigan. The Motor City 300. Coming to complete the first 100. Your leader at the end of the 100 is Bill Rivard, 25 laps away from halfway, and we give away points to the top 10 at the end of halfway. Cliff Mullins looking outside the 10 of Bill Rivard. Both of them put on tires on that last stop. Rivard didn't fight him too much. Cliff Mullins around the outside takes the race lead down the backstretch. See if that holds serve into 3 and 4. Those two cars took fresh tires on this last stop. Last caution. And then Mullins came back down and filled up the tank. And at the stripe, Cliff Mullins will get a lap lead for the season. Extra bonus point there. And Evers, Dave Hoytsman, Lucas Loiso, Quinn Newton, Hayden Law, Ian Montrose, Casey Gray, Travis Martin, your top 10. And Jeremy Scherer, Nick Cooper, Carl Rotman, Travis Scripture. A bit of a gap back to Jonathan Legger and Daniel O'Wallen. And then Russ Harold running about 3 seconds off of them. Hayden making a move on Quinn Newton. That's the battle for 6th. Hayden will complete that pass. Quinn Newton 7th. Ian Montrose 8th. Case Graves trying to hold off the 63 of Travis Martin. Mr. Ghostman all over the back of that True Speed Toyota. Top 3rd through 7th. All backed up nicely there. Starting to get side by side and racy, and that's brought them all the way back to Carl Rotman into this tight pack. The top two have broken away on those fresher tires, and it's about a second to Ethan Evers, and then from Ethan to Carl Rotman, 3rd through 13th, 11 cars, all in a tight pack.
Damn it, Casey. I'm sorry, dude. I do not mean to keep running out of you like that.
Travis may have bumped the 01 on entry there. Jeremy Scherer gets in there in the 15. Well, Ian looked to the top, thought about making it 4 wide there. Fortunately, backed out of that one. That angle right there, you just see this pack as 2 cars have driven away from it. That's what fresh tires will do. Race going green at a good time for them if they can stay green. 12 laps into this run, 11 laps. Here's your top 2. Mullins and Rivard. 1.5 seconds over Dave Hoytsman. Dave led a lot of this race. The only reason he's not now seems like a tire strategy. The 4-car Lucas in 4th. Ethan Evers, Hayden Lowell battle for 5th. Quinn Newton trying to make his way in there as well. Gold machine of Quinn, the blue of Hayden, and the teal of Ethan. 56 and 88 work together to push past the 8 of Ethan Evers. So they'll take 5th and 6th. Jeremy Scherer for 10/10 works to the inside of the Gearhead Racing number 8 of Ethan Evers. Casey Graves looking for a way to take his run, then moves down to get with Scherer. That opens the door for Travis Martin on the top side. We'll see if Travis is able to pick up a run here, although he's catching up to the back of teammate Jeremy Scherer. They're going to push on the front stretch, try to work past the 0-1 as draft by, and they do it, taking Ian Montrose with them. It's Casey Graves dropping back here. Now Casey has his teammate Nick Cooper to the outside. So those two work together. Ian trying to work the outside of Travis Martin. Jeremy Scherer trying to give help to the 63 of Martin on that inside, but really all that's going to do is open the door for Montrose to pass him too. The high line, very formidable. Off the corner, 3 wide. Montrose up top, 12 of Nick Cooper in the middle, and Travis Martin was at the bottom. He backed out a little bit to get back up to the top side. He'll try to recover and then fight against Nick Cooper once again. This group with Dave Hoytsman, they've gone single file, and they've started to reel back in those front two. Was up 1.5, 1.56 I think it was at the highest. Now it's 1.3. So they've gained ground on the front two. Jeremy Scherer now leads that third group. Scherer, Montrose, Nick Cooper, Travis Martin, Casey Graves, Carl Rotman all in this pack. 6 cars in this group chasing 5 cars in this group. And they're chasing the 2 cars out front. They have fresh rubber, and that's why they have such an advantage right now. I'm told 34-ish laps on fuel, so they should be able to make it to halfway before needing to pit again. That's important because we give away points at the end of halfway. Top 10 all pick up points. 10 to first, 1 to 10th. Is Mullins and Rivard pulling away again? No. Hoyts was starting to reel him in once again, down to 1.0. Between himself and Bill Rivard. So that gap coming down, we can go ahead and take a peek at this gap from second to third. That's 1.1. He's Bill content to follow Cliff right now, so we're showing you the distance back to third. There you go. Looking back from the second place number 10 car at the rest of the pack. They've made up ground. It was 1.5 over 1.5. Now it's on a 1.1 is the gap. So 4/10 has been picked up. We got a spinner back there.
I mean,
And fourth caution
why
is
are we
out.
racing like this? There's over half the race to go, and we're just driving like morons.
Well, that's what we're here for, okay, Casey? Live with it.
Wow.
You don't want to see it.
Try one more time.
I can get a joke. I need an eel. I can't even catch the field.
Casey Graves with the meatballs. Why he is upset. Can't really tell what happens between a 1 and 15. They're just racing so close together. Ian was trying to side draft them, and in doing so, it turns the 15. Looks like may have been some net code that turned him, but end result is he got turned. Here comes the field down the pit lane. Still 13 laps to halfway. Not the best time for the caution for those 2 cars that took tires last time. We'll see if they 37 takes tires here. It's looking like a fuel stop for him, and he is probably not happy about the caution at all. He's about to get eaten alive by the cars taking tires now. Interestingly enough, Bill Rivard sitting there for a while. Still going. I wonder if he was having wheel problems again. 21-second stop for the 10 team. Cliff's fuel only back out there in the lead. Dave Hoisman, Lucas Hoyser, Quinn Newton, Travis Martin, your top 5, all fresh tires. Jeremy Scherer took a set. Then you have Bill Rivard.
No problems. Just streaming for somebody in Discord, so I had to restart it.
There you go. There's your reason for a 21-second stop. 10 car restarting stream. Ethan Evers extended stay, fixing up as much damage as he can on this 8 car. See that right front still poking out. Carl Rotman back out there in 10th. So he got his car fixed back up. Man, there are a lot of cars on Pitler Road fixing the damage. 7 of them. Really 9 all the way back. That's crazy. Nine cars are down on pit road and fixing the damage. Ethan sees the pace car coming. As does Ethan. They get going again. Cliff has chosen to take the top side. Jeremy DG, you got a copy?
Hey, what's going on?
Not a whole lot, just coming to get your perspective on what happened there. Couldn't tell if it was net code or what, but your car looked like it just darted to the left and went around.
Yeah, I was trying to hold it against the wall. I seen real tight. I got a bump, and then when I was looking back, I probably pulled a little to the left. And just thinking, but I didn't mean to. I don't know. It was all quick.
10-4. Well, all right. Good luck getting some track position here. You see you're up there in the 5th, 6th spot right now. And the local guy from Michigan always wants to do good at your home track. Hopefully we can get a good run here.
I'm hoping. I gotta just keep it together.
All right, man. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Jeremy Scherer, the local guy in the 15, pure Michigan Ford. Pace car heading off. Closing in on that halfway, end of lap 75. Is soon to be here. 12 laps time. Green flag back out on the air. Cliff Mullins on old tires trying to get away, but it is just not going to matter a whole lot. Here comes the field into the corner, and they're going to swallow him up. Daddy Dave to the inside. Going for the race lead, gets through. Lucas going to give him a push down the backstretch. Quinn Newton gets hung up behind the car on old tires, and he's probably not too happy about that. Not a whole lot he can do about it, though. Wait until the inside gets by, then he can duck to the inside of Mullins himself. And there he does just that. Now Quinn will try to line up and keep the Ghost Man on the bottom. Cliff may have just tagged the wall lightly going out of 4. Newton uses that outside plus his teammates up at the front of the field to get third away from the Ghost Man. And Jeremy Scherer into the 5th spot now, ahead of Mullins on the old tires. Cliff going to try and use that draft as best he can. Hayden gets to the outside of Cliff and will clear. Hayden up to 6th, Cliff Mullins 7th, Nick Cooper there in 8th, Russ Harold in the 9th spot. Carl Rotman running in 10th and has a pack behind him. These guys are a second off that other group. Carl Rotman gets through. Cliff Mullins having some connection issues. 37 bouncing all over your scoreboard as a result. And this group has various degrees of damaged race cars. Casey Graves still in the lead lap, but that car very wounded, running 43 second lap times. Graves definitely needs some help. That's over 4 seconds off the pace. That's Dave, having himself a day. Calling his name left and right as he keeps leading out here. Making us talk about him. We've got low drag, low drag, low drag, 10 tenths, 10 tenths, and then whatever Hayden's driving for this week. For our purposes, we're going to say he's low drag because he's in their Discord team channel right now. Jeremy Scherer taking a peek on the inside of Quinn Newton. Sure got tight coming off the corner, had to really turn it left, crank the wheel. Got the back end out of shape. He has to let out of the throttle. Quinn Newton hangs onto the spot. Russ Harold and Cliff Mullins battling. Didn't think I would ever say that phrase. Russ had himself a good day here at Michigan. Go ahead, Mr. Harold. Ian Montrose working to his outside. Ian will take over 8th as Cliff continues to cannonball backwards with those old tires. Back to the front. Daddy Dave working his way towards the stage win here. Across the stripe, and it'll be 5 laps to go until we give away points for halfway. Or one stage if you're used to stage racing. We'll just split it in half and give them points at halfway and make them race a little bit during the middle of the race. Hayden gets to the outside of Jeremy Shearer. He's going to take away the 4th spot. Napa car up to 4th. He's going to try to get out there on Quinn Newton. Nothing doing that time. Dave running low. Lucas running high, and Lucas has been using that high line to get a good run on Dave, but then pushes him on the straightaways to keep his dad out front. Some good co-opetition. Really see out the backstretch through 1 and 2. Lucas about a lane to a lane and a half higher. Then he gets this run coming out of turn number 2. Pulls up right to the back bumper of Dave. Gives him a little nudge right there. Gives him some extra speed into 3. Hayden's going to try again to get to the outside of Quinn Newton. He might have him this time. No, he didn't. It was tight. Jeremy Shearer having a bit of a blink, but came back quickly. Top 6 have broken away from the field. Nick Cooper is 2 seconds back. Ian Montrose another 1.6 seconds back, and then Ian has a crew behind him. Low drag 1, 2, 3, 4 basically. At the line, 2 to go. So Daddy Dave locks up. Let's see where Hayden goes. He's going inside Quinn Newton here. Unable to pass Quinn, drops back in the 4th spot. Quinn hangs on to 3rd. See if Lucas tries to set up Daddy Dave or if he just stays in line here. I believe that's Casey Graves they're catching. Casey unfortunately damaged in that last caution. Lucas giving all kinds of push to Dave into turn number 1. Casey's going to stay way up by the wall, allow the top 6 through with no problem. Nice sportsmanship. Dave almost gets to the outside wall, hangs on to it. Lucas going to give him a bump here. Quinn looks to the inside. Hayden then drops to follow, but then goes to the top to try and get the outside. Quinn's inside. Lucas starts to wash up the hill, has to get out of it. Now he's going to have to protect the 3rd. Hayden looking to take 3rd. At the line here, let's see how they come out. And it is Daddy Dave getting the 10 points. Lucas Hoisman 9. Hayden does take that 3rd spot, so Hayden gets 8 points. Quinn Newton 7, Jeremy Shearer 6, Travis Martin 5, Nick Cooper 4, Ethan Evers 3, Ian Montrose 2, and Daniela Wallen gets the final point at halfway. And that just went green at the worst time for Cliff Mullins, man. That rough as Cliff didn't have the tires because he took them last time. Dick Cooper kind of running by himself. 2 seconds between both packs. Here's pack number 2. Ethan Evers catching the lap car of Casey Graves. Casey with the damage from the last wreck. Innocent bystander that got caught up in a stupid situation. Cars were aggressively side drafting in the first half of the race for some reason. Ethan, Daniel, Travis, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And we have Ian in 11th. Montrose, Jonathan Legger, 12th. Ian really threw it in there. 3 wide. Jonathan Legger going to pass Ian Montrose for 11th. Ian drifts back slowly, then Neo slams the door on the nose of that one car. Probably gave him a little bit of aero tightness through the center of that corner. Carl Ratman then takes advantage and moves up to 12th as Ian keeps dropping back. Looks to the inside now of Carl Ratman. A lot of the action is back here. Casey Graves has unfortunately picked up a meatball. It may be a motor, although his left front is popped to the left. Here comes the 0-1 to the pit lane. He might be done. Let's see. Did he get into the wall? Or is it just aggressively turning that thing because of the damage? That could be. Yeah, I think that wheel camber just blew the tire. So he's coming down with that broken race car. Off the lead lap goes Casey, and I'm sure he is frustrated. Easiest way to say that. Lead group's just chilling, so we're going to come back and watch the wildness. Look at this craziness. Llewellyn, Legger, Carl Rotman. All driving hard back here. Legger going to look to the inside of Daniel Llewellyn. Montro's going to look to the outside of Daniel Llewellyn. Oh boy. Neo started to get tight. He got out of it. Down the straightaway, Neo's blinking. Matt, if you're listening, make sure Neo knows he's having a blink in text if you haven't already. You may have already. Oh, we're getting some racing up here. Hayden down to the inside. Trying to get past Lucas. Then tried to push up in front of Quinn. Quinn having none of it. Keeps the nose in there. And Hayden having to not get to the top. Quinn gets past him. Hayden still trying to fight down there. Jerry Scherer, Travis Martin, they want to push to the outside and work together to pass Hayden. They'll stay single file through the top 6 cars. Ethan leads this second group. Theo Botchos, Villarvard, Travis Scripture, Daniel Llewellyn, Russ Harold. Harold battling Carl Ratman for 13th. Legger's fallen off this group. Cliff Mullins mentioned him not having a set of tires on that last caution, so that's why he is so far adrift. Way back here in 16th, hoping for his caution to catch back up. I bet if he had known it would go green this long, he would have taken a set there. Dave just tagged the wall coming out of turn 2. Looked like he might have got that right rear up against the fence coming out of 2 there. Casey's cleared his meatball. He's able to rejoin the race, but he is unfortunately now 5 laps down, and that is ungood. He's going to have to hope for some carnage to move up the points a little bit. A lot of Fords in this top group. It's 4 Fords and 2 Chevys. If that line would get in, if that group would get in line, I don't think they could. Whoa, not like that. Ian just flicked up a black flag. 24 incident points for that number 1 car, and he has been penalized for going over the thresholds. 21 until you get a drive-through, and he has picked it up. DQ is at 33. So we'll see the 1 car pit have to come down and serve a drive-through penalty. And here he comes. And a rough race for Mr. Montrose. May have even just sped there. Looked like a really hot entry. How is that many incidents even possible? A lot of the contacts from bump drafting, plus I think he was involved in nearly every wreck. Like, not like the cause of it, but like got involved in it one way or another. Michigan's pretty sensitive on that too. I remember when the ARCA cars were here in officials, it was pretty rough. But yeah, there's a number of drivers that have a pretty high count. Obviously Ian's the only one to go over 20 so far, but there's Martin has 16, and he's just not that kind of driver, you know. You heard him say dang it Casey, so I guess if you bump a little too hard, it'll give you that 4X. We're about 10 laps away from having to have green flag stops, which is exciting. I'm here for that. Nobody can make it on less than 2 stops from here, except for, you know, Montrose. So Montrose has a drive-through, so he doesn't even have the luxury of a pit stop here. Casey Graves is the only one that can make it a 1 more stop, but he, of course, is now 8 laps down after serving the black flag and meatball and all that. Unfortunate rough race for Casey. Not what he wanted at all. Only 4 cars with a 0X. That's crazy. Those cars, if you're wondering, Daniel Llewellyn, Carl Rotman, Russ Harold, and Cliff Mullins. I'm sure the Hoytsmans got it from bumping one another at the front of the field. And one of their bumps was a little too hard. So the 1 and the 01 buried into the field. The 1 with the drive-through and the 01 with the meatball. Hoytsma is Dave and Lucas front of the field. Quinn Newton third. Hayden Law fourth. Jeremy Scherer, Travis Martin, that is your top 6. Those cars have 5.5 seconds over Nick Cooper. Nick all by himself. And the number 12 Toyota, and he's got 3.3 seconds now over Ethan as they are catching Nick Cooper in this second group. And by catching, I mean they're losing ground. They're losing ground in the second back to Nick Cooper, which is impressive because Nick is all by himself and still able to put on pretty good lap times. Travis Scripture running in the 9th spot. Bill Rivard 10th. Daniel Llewellyn 11th. Carl Routen 12th. And Russ Harold in 13th, having himself a day. Jonathan Legger by himself in 14th. Cliff Mullins on the old tires all the way back 15 seconds behind our leader. Ian Montrose now has hit the pit lane again. Lap 90. This may be the regular service for the car, then come down again in lap 120 and be done. Yep, right side's going on the 1 machine. He'll try the short pitch strategy and see if it plays out for him. Drivers can pit here and make it a 1 more stop. Drivers could go another 7 laps. So as far as 97, but I think everyone has 2 stops from here. Or 1 more stop from here. After this cycle that they have just started by Ian. The stop we're anticipating blows 1 more. So you completed 3/5 of this race. 60% complete. Daddy Dave padding that lap led total. He might get most laps led today. Starting to lose a bit of ground to the 10 tenths guys. They are falling back. 8 tenths back now and dropping away from that top 4. So low drag cars 1, 2, 3, 4 figured something out and started driving away, although Hayden now goes side by side with Quinn Newton. They're going to make a little contact there. Hayden then backs way out of it, realizing he was about to do something not too smart. Quinn probably a little frustrated. That's going to allow Jeremy Sher and Travis Martin to get back in the draft of Hayden and may pull them back to that lead pack. Definitely allowed Nick Cooper to close in a little bit. Cooper was 6 seconds back, now he's 4.9. There's Ethan leading the second group. And the draft doesn't exactly work like that here at Michigan. Like, it's not really like you get 7 cars in a line, you can chase down other groups. It's just helps you on the straightaways if you can have a little bit of a push or nudge. You definitely don't want to be side drafting one another. That'll kill you momentum wise. But if you've ever watched the Hoytsmans, they don't stay in line through the corners. Dave will go one line, Lucas goes another. See there? They stay offset to keep the air on the nose of both cars, especially on the right front. And then on corner exit, Lucas has enough momentum, gets in the draft of Dave. And down the backstretch, he's gaining. Then about here, he's on the bumper, gives him a bit of a push. Give him some extra speed into 3. So it's not quite like a Talladega Daytona draft. Especially this late in a run. Go on board the 4 of Lucas. See how he gets out to the right, offset. Doesn't stay right in the line. And this is late in the fuel run, so they may not get much of a push here. Yeah. Probably a couple of laps away from drivers having to stop. And Cliff decided it was time. 37 car on the pit lane. Be interesting to see where he comes out with paired with Montrose. I think Ian will have advantage. Even with the drive-through. We'll see. Oh, that drive-through was a hell of a lot of time. Cliff's going into 1, and Ian's probably coming off of 4. Yeah, I think Cliff actually will maintain over Montrose, even with the old tire strategy there. Let's see, Montrose not even close. Cliff back up to speed, has the fresh tires, see what he can do to propel himself forward here. Has to do something after staying on those old tires so long. On pit road, Jonathan Legger and Ethan Evers. Nick Cooper has also been in the pit lane. So Russ Harold. Ethan coming down. Legger coming down. Big C's die-cast machine. There's Nick Cooper. He's been on and off and back out on the racetrack. Looks like all of our top 6 are staying out. The Scripture and Llewellyn. See what they do. Looks like Llewellyn's coming to the pit lane, 32. First of the low drag team to come. And here comes the whole top 4. Low drag team coming down the pit lane, leaving 10 tenths out there. Travis Martin and Jeremy Sher. Travis will get a lap led. Add to his season totals. Up 99. Low drag. Brings it to the pit lane. Travis Scripture also on the pit lane. That'll leave just the 10/10, guys. Last one's the pit. There's probably no way they can cut out a stop. They'd have to go so far into this run. And here they come. Travis Martin, Jimmy Shearer, bringing it off the pit lane, off the racing surface to the pit lane. Bill Rivard and Carl Rotman, the last two. Bill's staying out. Carl's coming in. Carl Rotman slowly down the pit lane. Back in on Rivard. There he is in the 10 Superflow Chevy. As it all cycles around, it's like the cars that have completed their stop. Dave Hoytsman is the highest of those. Dave, Lucas, Quinn, and Hayden, second, third, fourth, and fifth now. As Bill Rivard, the last one to pit. Is he really trying to stretch that fuel? I would be so impressed. There's 50 to go. He's completed 37 on this run. So if you're doing the math, that's somewhere in the 45 range that he needs to go. Another 6 or 7 laps. Seven or 8 laps, excuse me. You need to go. I highly doubt that's what he's got in the bag, but maybe a 2-tire stop and a half tank fill could be on the cards down the road if you run it as far as you can here. Woo! Sliding that back in. And Rivard, race leader, on the pit lane. And in about 11 seconds time, Dave Hoysa, this low drag crew will come flying by. They opened up 2.8 seconds over Travis Martin. Travis lost Shearer. It's Nick Cooper with Travis now. Shearer's back at 9th as Travis Scripture actually takes 9th. Rivard getting his tires as the low drag team goes by. Two, 3, 4 go the low drag cars, and 2 seconds back, Travis Martin with Nick Cooper. And Jeremy Shearer, another 1.2 back. And 9 seconds to Travis Scripture running in that 8th spot. That's crazy. Scripture and Ethan Evers 8th and 9th. And they've got 1.3 over Cliff Mullins. Mullins, Russ Harold, 2.5 seconds back from them to Carl Rotman. Rotman, then Llewellyn, and then Legger. They have got 3 seconds over Bill Rivard. Bill. Ian back on the lead lap right now. Desperately wants a caution. Right now he can get back on the pit cycle before he has to come down and lose the lap again. It's currently 29 seconds behind our leader and meaning 10 seconds ahead of our leader. Lucas had temporarily taken that second spot. Now it's under attack again from Quinn. Quinn settles back in third. Kind of tandemed out of that top 4. There's Quinn Newton and Nick Cooper. Then you got Jeremy Shearer by himself. But then you got Travis Scripture and Ethan Evers, 8th and 9th. Cliff Mullins and Russ Harold, 10th and 11th. Carl Rotman's kind of by himself. Then you got Daniel Llewellyn and Jonathan Legger, 13th and 14th. A few silly, overly aggressive cautions first half of the race. Kind of chilled out in the second half. Still 45 to go. Around the green flag stops in. Probably looking at another if we keep this up. Pit window opens about 33 to go. 3:34. Some guys like Ian Montrose, Casey Graves can come down and hit that early. Jonathan Legger and Daniel Wallen battling for 13. Oh, hang on to it, Daniel. This is something I'd pay good money to watch, just non-stop. Legger and Llewellyn battling it out. Battling hard for 13th. Kind of slowing them both down right now. We got 43 to go. Probably about 9 laps away from opening that pit window, and then everyone can make it from there. Interesting to see how the final stop plays out. If people go for it all, people go for 2-tire stop. Bill Rivard, saw how long he went into the run. Fortunately for him, he is 34 seconds behind the race leader. Haven't missed anything up front. Still Dave Huisman, Lucas Huisman, Quinn Newton, Hayden Law, Travis Martin, Nick Cooper, top 6. Jeremy Shearer had such a good run going. He's lost that draft though. And rides in 7th. Ethan Evers 12 seconds back with Travis Scripture. Those two trying to stay in line, not lose any more time. Carl Rotman rounding out your top 10. This is your closest grouping on track. Seems like Scripture's not really putting in any effort to pass. I think he's just trying to work together. Catch up to anyone they can. 12 seconds back from Jeremy Shearer. Drivers have settled in, and Scripture goes by Evers. See if Scripture can use that healthier race car. It doesn't have that right front damage to help both of them move forward. Harold and Cliff Mullins, I was coming to check that out. Like Russell's closing in. Got a whole lot doing there. Back to the front. We got lappers. Bill Rivard in the 10, Casey Graves in the 1, Ian Montrose in the 1. 15th, 16th, 17th, all right there together. Vard gets down and out of the way in the 10. Dave goes around the outside of the 01. Graves goes 1 lap down. Well, 8 laps down, excuse me. Bill Rivard now 1 lap down there, catching Ian to put him 1 lap down. Like Ian's going to hang in there and battle so that he can stay ahead of Casey or Bill Rivard. So Bill dropped to the tail of that pack. Ian doesn't want to drop back there. So to battle for position. Ian wants to hang on to a lucky dog, if at all possible. That's why you see the one mixing it up in there. Meanwhile, Carl Rotman ran down and passed Ethan Evers. As Harold gets by Cliff. Ian Montrose is about 10 laps from having to pit. We're looking at 36 to go. And Casey Graves decides now is the time. Oh, one car. Well off the pace, 8 laps down. Maybe just having some fun, seeing if he can make it from here. I don't know. Those of you keeping score at home, though, we've lost one of our 0X cars. Now there's just Carl Rotman, Russ Harold, and Cliff Mullins. We lost one of them. I forgot who. When no one else is in trouble of the penalty, the drive-through. It would take multiple hits to get anyone else to the drive-through at this point. Travis Martin's the closest at 16. Looks like Casey may have sped on the pit lane or exited the pits unsafely, one of the two. Has the pit exit violation. I want to say the top 6 are all bunched up, but there's 2 lap cars in there. Bill Rivard and Ian Montrose. 1 lap down at the tail of this group. Ian battling for the lucky dog back there. He is squeezed ahead of Bill Rivard. So there's the chrome car and the pink car at the back of this. That is the 15th battle and the battle for the lucky dog. Whichever one of them is ahead when the caution comes out. Casey came back down, served his drive-through for his pit lane violation, so he is cleared and back out on track. 9 laps down. Rough race for Casey. You'd probably rather forget this one. Chair's been able to get around Nick Cooper with 4 lap fresher tires than Nick. Alright, let's do some math. We're at like 19 laps since most of these cars pit. You want to chop it in half and run equidistant on your tires for his best tires win. I think we're looking at about, math is hard, 8 laps? Somewhere in there. 8 laps. We'll see. We'll see how they play it. But anyone can make it from here. You're in that window. Window is open. Final pit stops. And we say that Ethan Evers, the 8 car, first one to come down and pull that trigger from the lead lap. Ethan brings the Gearhead Racing Chevy to the pit lane. Our pole sitter for tonight's race gets that number 1 pit box. Right side tires going on the 8. Crew drops the jack, swings around to the left side. Left side will pop up there. Swap out the Goodyears and back into the action goes the 8 machine. 4 fresh tires, Sunoco race fuel. He has to really hope not to get caught up in a caution.
This time.
That's Travis Scripture. Ethan's coming back out the pits. Script running out of 1 and 2. Carl Ratman right behind him.
Go top. Go top. Don't go below.
Carl Ratman had set up to go to the inside of Travis Scripture. Scripture's like, no, no, no.
My bad. Oh, good.
Oh, Scripture may have just sped on the pit lane. And he did. Black flag for the 18. Travis Scripture speeds onto the pit lane in the 18 on the money stop. 30 laps to go. Not the time to be picking up a penalty. Top 4 still running nose to tail. Daddy Dave, Lucas, Hayden, and Quinn. Martin, Shearer, and Cooper. Kind of a 3-car pack that is formed. 16-second back, Carl Ratman by himself in 8th. Cliff Mullins hating everything he's decided to do today, running in 9th. I know, Travis, that's brutal. The timing of that was awful. Keyed up the talk and missed the pit entry breaking point, I think. Working their way past Daniel Llewellyn to put him 1 lap down. Man, have all 5 LoJack cars bunched up there. So Evers, Montrose, Scripture, and Graves have completed their final stops. Montrose is now ahead of Scripture. There's Scripture. The 28, Jonathan Legger, sometimes hitting the pit lane. He's in there somewhere. That leaves us 12 still to pit. Ethan clears Legger, so he'll pick up the 13th spot. Where Legger rejoins, there he is. It's about 10 seconds behind Ethan. Nick Cooper and Jerry Scherer, they've been going at it. Now Nick Cooper looks to the inside of Travis Martin, trying to take 5th away. He'll get it cleared, send it off in there. Travis is going to try to cross over. Nothing doing. Nick Cooper takes the 5th spot. Goes to the race some 6 seconds behind our leader. There's our leader. Dave Hoytsman, Lucas Hoytsman, Hayden Law, Quinn Newton. 26 laps to go here from the Motor City. We have reached that halfway point where the people that wanted to split that tire run in half would pit now, and that includes Travis Martin and Jeremy Scherer. They're coming right now. 25 on their tires, 25 to go. Time to pit, they said. They're here in the pit lane. Use 10 cars.
Hitting this time, Casey.
Captain, I'm not coming out too.
Casey, come down and help Cliff. That'd be fun. Guess Casey's looking for a reason to stay out there. He's 9 laps down. Poor guy. So Cliff hits the pit lane. Russ Harold hits the pit lane. 7th and 8th. All on pit lane.
Guys, pitting.
Is that Nick? That was Nick. Nick pits it out of 5th. Carl still got a while to the side. Travis Martin, highest running car that's completed the pit stops, in 9th right now. Nick Cooper on the pit lane. Russ Harold headed out. Carl carries on the 25, so the top 5 cars still need to pit, plus the lap machines of Daniel Lawala and Bill Rivard. And there comes Daniel now. And low drag. All on pit lane. 1, 2, 3, 4.
25 car pitting.
And that'll be everybody except for Bill Rivard by the time that's done. There's Bill. Carl's radioed his intentions. Here he comes to the pit lane. All about where Travis Martin blends in, and I think the front crew had a big enough lead that it's not going to matter. And here they go down and away. Lucas, Hayden, and Quinn all jumped Daddy Dave. Dave a little slower on the pit lane. 38.5 for Hayden, 38.8 for Lucas and Quinn, and a 40.3 for Daddy Dave. So he lost a second and a half just getting on and off the pit lane. Almost 2 seconds to Hayden. Now that's how Daddy Dave went from the lead to struggling to hang on to the lead drafts. Ian throws it in there, 1 lap down, trying to get back on the lead lap. He's sliding up the track in front of Hayden. Whew! Hayden gave him a nudge. Yikes. That was dicey coming off before. Almost got that SRL late race caution. That was scary. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is Hayden versus the 4. The blue car versus the red. Here comes the gold and black 88. He's taking second. Feel bad for Dave. He's been leading so much of the race. Now he's falling back to 4th, and this front group's going wild. Quinn Newton to the lead around Hayden Law. I wonder if Lucas is trying to pick up his dad. I think he's drifting back to help Daddy Dave. There's Travis Martin and Nick Cooper. Along with Jeremy Scherer. 5th, 6th, and 7th. 2 seconds behind our lead quad. Hayden all the way to the bottom. Trying to get past Quinn Newton. Slides it out to the wall to cut off that lane to run. And Hayden. Quinn Newton doesn't care. He just immediately cuts it to the left. Gets clear. Now will he drift up? Hayden parked back to the inside. Quinn Newton retakes the lead. Lucas trying to pull Dave back up there. 19 laps to go in the Motor City 300. Quinn Newton is your leader. So you watch this battle for 3rd. They've caught up to Hayden. Quinn Newton trying to break the draft in the 88, but it may just cost him time. Dave throws it down on the inside ahead of Lucas here. Man, he had a run. Love to see Dave be aggressive. Throws it down the inside of Lucas. Pulled up alongside the 56 of Hayden. Now the 712 brakes cars all go to the bottom, and they try to work together to pass the Napa car. And Daddy Dave going for the race lead. Quinn Newton, Daddy Dave, side by side with 18 laps to go here in Michigan. Lucas going to help his dad. Drops down to the inside. Hayden going to push Quinn because he has no choice. Boxed in up there. Can Dave clear Quinn? Oh, Lucas gets into Quinn, turns him sideways. He's going to come around on the front stretch. And that's probably going to be a caution. And there it is. 5th caution is Quinn Newton.
I love you guys.
Gets spun. And that allows everybody to bunch back up with 17 to go as we get that patented late race SRL caution. Wow. Lucas comes up gets the 88 because thought the 88 might be a little farther out, maybe. Be my guess. Like both of them were trying to draft off Daddy Dave. Went for the same spot. And it did not go good. Well, there's the yellow. Quinn only fell to 7th. He can still get Ray back up there. Who has a set of tires left? I hope Bill Rivard gets that perfectly timed caution for him. He will definitely come down. Who else? Nick Cooper. Out of the 4th spot. He'll come down. Travis stays out. Scherer stays out. And Newton on back. Looks like they're all coming.
Lucky dog said.
Ian Montrose is your lucky dog from 14th. Daniel Llewellyn, surprised he pit here. He was 1 lap down, and well, I guess some cars stayed out, so it wouldn't have mattered. Makes sense then. He's 1 lap down, as is Travis Scripture. Those 2 cars both pitting. They'll be battling for a lucky dog with 16 to go. Never know how these things go at the end of the race. That long green flag run, that was fun. Well, alright. Dave Hoytsma, Lucas Hoytsma, Hayden Lull, Travis Martin, Jeremy Scherer, and Carl Rotman stay out. Looks like Quinn rolled the pit lane. On and off the pit lane, but didn't stop. 4 tires for Nick Cooper. Comes out 8th. Cliff may have taken 2, comes out 9th. Bill Rivard, 4 tires 10th. Russ Harold, 4 tires 11th. Ethan Evers, he's been trying to fix damage on that thing the whole damn race. He's down there getting the fenders pulled out again. Neo, he's hit the wall on the right side pretty hard. He's trying to get his car fixed back up. Ian Montrose, that is your lucky dog. He's getting the 4 fresh tires bolted on. He'll launch from 14th. You have Scripture and Llewellyn, the 18 and 32. They'll be battling for lucky dog, and then Casey Graves, who just carrying on out there. He's coming back to the pit lane. Quinn Newton is as well. Quinn might be out of tires. He might be rolling the pit lane just to get out of the way after the spin. Or he may have missed his box the last time around, and maybe he'll go to his pit box this time. There you go. Stops in the box. Might have just missed his pit the last time. Missed his box the first time. There you go. Port from race control. Quiet. Had to check, make sure my mic was on. Lined up 2 by 2, coming out of turn number 2. Half a lap away from the resumption of the race. Currently 14 on the lead lap. The way this thing has been going, any of those could win. May not even count out Scripture and Llewellyn. Scripture? What? Scripture and Llewellyn still have a chance of this. You can tell I'm just kind of like, whoa. All the medication, the weird sleep schedules, it's catching up. I'm telling you. 15 laps to go from Michigan. Motor City 300. This is when you need to race aggressive. Green flag back out in the air. Dave gets the launch in front of Hayden Lull. He's going to pull up and try to get the draft with Lucas. Hayden's going to get between the two of them. So Hayden in the Hoytsma sandwich. Lucas faked to the inside, then tried to get to the outside on Hayden. Doesn't quite get there.
I'm lapped anyway, so don't worry.
I'm like 10 laps down, so I was just going to the back.
Ooh, it's getting crazy up there. Nick Cooper on the fresh tires. Making moves, working on Lucas here. Travis Martin, Carl Rotman make door contact. Hayden's on the inside, Lucas on the outside there. Battle for second. So Nick Cooper looks for a place to go. That'd be a funny way to do it, Matt. Whoa. Nick Cooper up to third, looking to the inside on Lucas here for second. He'll pass Lucas, goes for Daddy Dave for the lead here. 4 tires proven to be very beneficial here. Daddy Dave and Lucas push hard on that outside line to get back ahead of Nick Cooper. Hayden's blocking the fuck out of Cliff. Cliff may put him in the wall for that. That's not the guy you want to be blocking. Now they're 3 wide for third, 2 wide for second, well, 3 wide for fourth technically, but you know. Oh, Hayden gets into Cliff, then gets into Rivard, then gets back into Cliff, and that's going to be a wreck as Mullins goes around. 37's going to get in the outside wall, and he's going to be pissed. Oh my gosh, he got hammered there. Cliff Mullins up and over, wrecking like fuck. Holy hell.
Well, Cliff, you look like you deserved that.
Hayden getting into him there, then Bill Rivard there, and oh my gosh. Boom! Ethan Evers just drills Cliff in the door, flips them all to hell. Holy crap. Ethan has a black flag, Cliff has a meatball, Ethan has the penalty black flag. Cliff Mullins no longer has a 0x, and Matt Benke jinxed the fuck out of him. Wow.
Pace car middle back.
Let's back that up, see what else happened. I feel like that wasn't everything. Let's Hayden and let's Far Chase. See if there's more to all that. Cliff gives him a little nudge there.
Pretty good. Are you happy or sad right now? Oh, he's unhappy. He's fucking sad. Oh, he's sad.
I'm gonna go see that. Looks like Bowman's crashed a little bit. Oh, Bill Rivard came in with a head of steam, almost cleaned out Hayden. Ooh, Cliff got out of shape, came down the hill. Watch that again. Cliff car gets way out of shape, just darts down the hill. As soon as he collects it, he's like right into Hayden. And then just Rivard and Hayden racing hard, and I realized Cliff was right on top of him. Well, what a shit show. What else? Oh, I want to hit this button, then this button. Hayden got way away from him. Cliff letting him know he is not happy without breaking any rules. Revving the fuck out of his motor. Oh, poor Cliff. And then Scott comes in. How's it going tonight? Dave's leading. Cliff is retired from the event in 14th. He'll probably drop down to 16th. Poor Ethan, back on the pit lane after his rough night of having right side damage the whole race, finally getting it pretty decent, and then caught up in that one. Outside of the race, how's it going? Pretty good. Personally, we're good. The race has been something.
Hey, Travis.
Honestly, there's been a lot of good racing. It's just some dumb stuff's also happened.
Someone tell me how my ass ended. No damage.
Sir, your ass is beautiful.
Thanks, I needed that.
Sorry, bro. I didn't hear you the first time.
It looked like Cliff got a little out of shape, Allie. I don't know. I'd have to ask. But it did look like he kind of got loose and came down the hill. And Hayden was just kind of there. And then Rivard got into Hayden and, yeah, big mess. I will absolutely call out Hayden when Hayden totally fucked up. That one I'm not sure, though. I'd have to get more perspectives. Ask them personally. I'm sure Cliff's pissed, and he deserves to be. He had such a good run going. So you went to the bottom on purpose, gotcha. Understood. Well, there you go. He did not get loose. Hoytsma's on the front row, gets us launched once again. Just a handful of laps to go, 7 in fact. Nick Cooper right there, giving Daddy Dave all the push he can handle. Did not let Lucas get in there. Carl Rotman up to that 4th spot. You see the thing at the bottom, you can watch from his perspective. So now Daddy Dave goes to the top to get ahead. Oh, Carl Rotman gets into Hayden Lowell, and they're going to crash again. Carl Rotman goes around, then 7th caution waves. And Hayden was involved in that one, and Hayden has picked up the black flag for too many incidents. Let's see what happened on that one.
I'm kind of expecting the answer to be no, but can I take an EOL for my incident penalty instead of a drive-through?
That answer is no. So no one else was able to do that.
Pace car metal back.
No, these aren't taking drive-through.
Yours was under green, I'm under yellow, and like I said, I expect the answer to be no. I'm just asking. You caused the whole thing.
So Ian gets into Carl, puts Carl into Hayden.
Ah, it's not what the replay says.
Come the F off, Ian.
Poor Carl, just innocent bystander running up in the top 5. Caught up into someone else's junk. Ian gets into the back of him and turns him into Hayden. Carl is a meatball to serve. Neo's right front tire's not even touching the ground. Oh my gosh, Neo.
Look
It's still rolling.
Move out of the way.
It's still rolling, it's just not touching the ground. And Daniel's back on the lead lap. That could be race over for Legger and Rotman. We'll see if they can get repairs made and back out there. Hard to believe this race had a point where we had green flag stops. It's just gone all to hell here. Daddy Dave continues to lead. 5 laps to go. Lucas 2nd, Nick Cooper 3rd. Hayden has to have a black flag. Hayden, you can have a black flag to the tail of the field if you want to go back there to serve the penalty, but I won't let you not serve it.
Okay, so either or it has to be a drive-through then, is what you're saying.
Yes, sir. Just one is you don't have to do it from the middle of the field.
Okay. Then no, I'll just restart here.
No, I'll just inconvenience everybody else. It's fine.
That's how I had it.
That's all I heard. Russ Harold leaving a ton of room. He knows the 56 has to take a penalty here. Why not, right? So the Hoytsmas, first and second. Daddy Dave is your race leader. I'm rooting for him. I'm not going to even be pretending I'm not biased right now. I want to see Daddy Dave win. He's always out here racing his ass off, and I want to see it. I don't want to jinx him, though, so we're going to pretend I didn't say that. Nick Cooper running in third. Hayden Lowell has the black flag. He'll restart fourth, but has to pit under green to serve that black flag, or it will be applied at the end of the race. Forget how feisty Bill can be? Yeah, he's funny. He's definitely a shit stirrer. Pace cars off. Looks like Rotman and Legger were both able to repair their cars and stay on the lead lap. Daniel yelling at someone that can't hear him. Gotta love it. Green flag back out in the air. And we are set to settle the Motor City 300 here at Michigan. Ian Montrose all the way to the inside. Hayden's right up behind Lucas. He has to come down and serve a black flag drive-through penalty, though. He just slices it all the way down in front of Bill Rivard coming off the corner. They're going to be 4 wide down the backstretch. Ian Montrose gets into Bill Rivard. Bill's going to the inside. Bill's all the way by the wall and saves it.
56 pitting, 56 pitting.
Hayden has to pit that race car after all that.
Oh boy.
I can't believe Rivard saved that race car and didn't kill the wall. Jeremy Scherer, the local, up to third, and the yellow is out. Ian Montrose has been disqualified.
Bill, how the hell did you save that?
Pure skill. No, I don't know.
And there's the DQ contact. Montrose bouncing off of the 12 and into the 10. Gets him DQ'd. So he just vanishes. Wow. So where was the yellow? Oh, Travis and Russ on the front stretch. That's a weird place to have a crash.
Oh no, what a shame.
Weird place to have a crash. Let's go back and look. Travis Martin picks up the black flag here after the contact with Russ. Russ does come down a little bit. Travis Martin was right on his left rear quarter panel, and Russ Harold moves it to the left a little bit, and unfortunately that puts them together. Russ goes into the inside wall, and Travis Martin picks up the drive-through. You wouldn't think Michigan would be a place we'd see so many incident points, but man, that is wild.
How's my front end look?
Not bad.
He got hit in that right front corner. Travis probably not too pleased he has to have that drive-through after something that wasn't really his fault. He was just racing, and I don't know. I guess you gotta be aware of that. Rivard's 1 point away from him having the drive-through. Hayden was able to get to the pit lane service penalty and get back out without losing a lap as the yellow came out, so he is back in contention for making his way into the field. Llewellyn, Legger, and Harold all pit. Casey Graves, the lucky dog. Look at that. Look at that. Picks up a lap. He has also passed Ethan Evers and Cliff Mullins, so he's up to 15th. Picked up 2 spots. Unfortunately, the Ghost Man now has the same thing Hayden had, where he picked up a drive-through here late in the going, and he'll have to serve that under green or take it at the end if he can't. Quinn Newton back up into this thing. So he was up towards the front early, then went around. Back up to 5th or 6th, can't tell. They're passing each other into yellow. Definitely no Daddy Dave still leads over Lucas Weissmuth. Then you have Jeremy Scherer, the Michigan native, running 3rd. Travis Scripture in 4th. Nick Cooper, Quinn Newton, top 6. As we mentioned, Travis needs to serve the penalty.
Yet.
Bill Rivard in 8th. Carl Rotman 9th. Hayden Lowell, your top 10. Russ Harold running 11th. Daniel Llewellyn getting more damage repair. Another 1 minute long stop for him. Back out he goes into the event. Jonathan Legger. That right front tire is still not on the ground. I don't know how that car is driving. Montrose DQ'd. Casey Graves will try to pass him, but may not have enough laps for Graves to move ahead of him. Currently, Montrose is 14th, Graves 15th. Mullins in 16th out of the race, and Evers in 17th. Not officially out of the race, but he is still serving what appears to be a black flag with his meatballs already cleared. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe he just decided not to come back out. No driver has a 0x is the report from Race Control, as that has been confirmed by our timing and scoring. All the drivers now have at least 2 incident points. The lowest and only driver with those 2 incident points is Daniel Llewellyn. Everyone else has 4 or more. So shout out Daniel Llewellyn, the cleanest driver in this Motor City 300 here at Michigan International Speedway today. Good job, Daniel. There's a small wager. If Dave wins, Hayden Lowell has to dump a gallon of milk on himself. Are you like in a bathtub, or is it like in a random room? Like, how crazy are we getting here? Are the nipple clamps involved is another question I have. Will there be video is another question I have. In the bathtub. Okay, so we're not getting too crazy. I mean, at least do it outside. It's cooler than the bathtub, right? No clamps. Aw, damn. Pace car's headed off. Well, we're going to this green-white checker finish. We got the Hoytsmas on the front row. Daddy Dave and son Lucas. Dave gets us going. Restart. Green flag in the air. Top 2 have cleared. Single file. Then they move to the top and try to get the push from Travis Scripture. Scripture immediately goes to the inside. Gets past Lucas, working on Dave. Can Travis Scripture get clear? And it goes clear, but immediately the Dave Hoytsma, Lucas Hoytsma train moves back to the inside of Scripture. And man, they planned that to perfection. Absolute stellar job by Daddy Dave and Lucas there. They're 3 wide for 3rd. Quinn Newton sideways. Bill Rivard's in him. Bill Rivard is going to go for a penalty here, I believe. I think he was... Yep, right there at the line, and caution is out. We go to another overtime attempt. Bill Rivard has to go serve the drive-through as Travis Martin just completed his. Travis now gets to get back up into the lead pack and try to make positions as Bill Rivard goes to the penalty box.
Can I get that EOL?
Bill going to take the EOL and be the nice guy and go to the tail of the field, get out of the way. And these guys not caring about the incident points tally tonight. They are all racking up these little drive-through penalties. Dave Hoytsma, 4 incident points. Great job to Dave. Daniel. Where is he? I lost him. Daniel now has 4. So he is now tied for the least. Daniel with 4. Dave with 4. Cliff, unfortunately, has 4 and out of the race. Rough. Neo's going to come fix some damage. Been doing that about every caution. Everybody else should stay out. Travis Martin just to get back in the race. Shows he's still serving the black, but it shows he also was on the pit lane, so I'm confused. Maybe he didn't get on pit lane in time? I'm not sure. No, because it was at the end of the first lap. He should have, I don't know. Maybe he was trying to get there and the caution came out. Brutal. Brutal for Travis.
Show the replay.
I thought we did. I forgot who was in it now. Bill, right? Alright, here we go. And
Please.
Farches. I appreciate your please. Contract between Travis Scripture and Quinn Newton. It's like Newton starts to exit the corner and Travis Scripture wasn't quite ready to exit yet. Scripture wasn't moving up the track yet, and Quinn was. So they end up fighting for that same piece of real estate in the middle of the track. Bounce off one another, and Quinn gets the worst of it.
6 lanes, 7 lanes, 8 lanes, however many lanes, still can't run pretty wide.
It's a lot of lanes that you can run here. Brain hurts. I mean that literally, not like sarcastic. My brain actually hurts. The sin bin list as long as it's been in a while. We've got some really clean races on Sunday, but not today. And who would have thought Michigan, the 2-mile track, been absolutely brutal out there. Martin and Rivard have to pit and serve their penalties. They might lay back, cut straight to the pit lane on the green. There goes Rivard. And green flag is out. Do we get this one in? They are 3 wide for the 3rd spot already. Travis Scripture in the middle, Jeremy Sherritt at the bottom, Hayden Law at the top. Here comes the 4 wide as the 12. Nick Cooper shoots it in there. Hayden at the top by the wall. Nick Cooper passes them all and goes to 3rd. Uh-oh, we got one spinning in the back. Didn't tell who that was.
There's always something with you, dude. Every week.
You ran right into me.
Well, white flag is out. Hayden Lowell up at the front trying to get by Daddy Dave. Dave has Lucas trying to give him a push. Scripture's down there with Hayden. Oh, come off turn number 2. Hayden Lowell out front. Oh, contact. Daniel Llewellyn goes around. Daddy Dave to the inside of Hayden. Lucas goes up and gets Hayden as he tries to push out of the corner. Daddy Dave, Lucas goes around. Dave Hoytsma, Travis Scripture, and Dave Hoytsma gets the win over Travis Scripture. My goodness, Daddy Dave is your race winner. What a wild event. Hey, the sun's out.
Thank
Fog's,
you, guys. Appreciate it.
Fog's gone.
Good win, Dave.
Thank you.
Quinn giving him a nudge. Dave, DG, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, sir, you done got yourself a victory here in the Sidecar Gen 6 Cup Series. How good does that feel to hear?
This feels amazing. I can't even describe it. This is awesome. Yeah.
You led a bunch of laps, and that's going to be disappointing, honestly, if you didn't win. You're out there kicking so much butt, but congrats on the win here at Michigan.
The butt kicking wasn't. I had so much help. Everybody on low drag. I just wouldn't have happened without them.
All right, congrats on the victory here at Michigan in the Motor City 300. You got those friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs for your victory here tonight?
Yeah, again, everybody at low drag first and foremost. Quinn 712 Brakes, Evers Podcast, you for putting this on, and everybody for racing. This was just awesome.
10-4, my friend. Well, congrats on the win. It's going to be a popular one in SRL. We appreciate you and all you do for us. Thank you so much for racing with us, and we'll see you here next week.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Dave Hoisma getting the win here at Michigan and burning it down with his teammates out there on the front stretch. And we pull in second place Travis Scripture if he's made his way to the Discord. I think he has. There he is. Jump up there and bring him in. Mr. Travis, DG in the booth. You got a copy?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we brought it home P2 tonight. How was it out there?
Oh, it was a fun race. Definitely coming back from the speeding penalty. It was definitely a time.
Did you think you were going to make it back that far when you got that penalty?
Hell no.
So it was a good surprise, huh?
Oh, yeah. I do want to say, though, apologies to Quinn for definitely not giving him enough room on exit there. I feel like he probably would have had P2 if it wasn't for me, but can't change it.
Very true. Well, congrats on the good run, bringing home P2. You got the friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs for this good run tonight?
Shout out to you for putting this on. Shout out to P1 Racing.
That's it?
Hell yeah, that's it.
No VRS, no EPI, all that stuff on your car?
Nah, I'm not with EPI anymore. I have to remove that.
We need to update that car then. Well, you still got your Twitch channel to shout out. You got to get that in there.
I mean, if I streamed, that would make a difference.
Fair enough. It's on your race car, so I'm just trying to help.
Oh, yeah, I know.
All right, man. Congrats on that P2, and get on out of here. Enjoy it, and we'll see you back here next week.
Yeah, have a good one.
Travis Scripture bringing home P2. We'll track down our third place finisher, the 88 of Quinn Newton. Mr. Quinn, DG, got a copy?
Hi.
There he is. Hi. Well, you brought it home third tonight in a great night for the team with Dave getting the win. Wild race out there. What made Michigan just so insane?
The draft and everything, but then it was real hard to get by people too. So I mean, you had to really time it out how you're going to get around someone. But the pack racing was insane. If it ever goes 3 wide, it feels like you're going to get wrecked because someone can't hold the line. So you know how it is, but got lucky there. We'll take it. Move on.
And for the third place finish coming through for you, you got the Friends Family sponsor shout outs for us?
712 Brakes, obviously. Low drag guys, Daddy Dave for getting it done there. So that was a good night.
And 4, all right, man. Congrats on that podium finish. Get on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you back here for, well, SRX, I guess, and then here Sunday.
All right, sounds good to see you.
Quinn Newton in the 88, bringing it home P3. Let's run through our final results so we can all get on out of here and enjoy the rest of our Sunday nights. Bring this here, grab that there, bring this here, and there we go. Dave Hoisma, Travis Scripture, Quinn Newton, who we interviewed there in the top 3. Jeremy Sher and Nick Cooper pick up top 5s. Then you have Lucas Hoisma, Carl Rappman, Jonathan Legger, Russ Harold, and Daniel Wallen in the top 10. Page 2, you got Bill Rivard, Hayden Law, Travis Martin, Casey Graves, Ian Montrose, Cliff Mullins, and Ethan Evers. Thank you guys so much for watching tonight. We appreciate you coming out. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and we'll see you guys in the next race. Find this thing over here. There we go. YouTube is closed out. Back to Twitch stream. We get the music on, and, well, you guys can start bitching. Carry on.